Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for July 24th to the 30th of 2018. I'm just getting a couple things out while people are hopping on the broadcast. Let's see. I'm not sure. I don't have any major plans for the reading today, but we'll just go with it. Okay, so let's start out with the truth bomb. Hello, hello, everybody who's hopping on. Yes, yes. Today is the first day of Leo season. The sun has moved into Leo. Thank goodness. I feel way better. I don't know about all of you guys, but Cancer season was a doozy. So let's see what's coming up today. Take up space. What more appropriate way to start off Leo season than with this card? Take up space. Be big. Lead with your heart. It's, you know, very much about being large. Showing off everything that you offer. And I know that a lot of people are uncomfortable with that, but it definitely is worthwhile in terms of practice. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. I'm using the Love and Relationship deck, so we're gonna start with this. If you have a question, if there's an intention you want to set, remember these are affirmation cards, so it doesn't read like a normal tarot deck. Pick a card, any card, whichever one feels right for you. Okay. First card, wants and needs. I take stock of my relationships and I'm honest about what I want and need from the people in my life. I note the difference between the two. Wants are negotiable, needs are not. Both may be desired and either may be acquired, but that's getting into Venn diagram territory, and no one wants to draw one of those. Okay, so card number 1. Card number 2, thoughtfulness. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the little things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. It's time to hide a note in someone's pocket, make them a snack, order them a book. Anything thoughtful can be an act of love. Even taking the trash out to the dumpster, unless you're dating the trash, in which case, don't take it to the dumpster, take it somewhere fancy. Wow. Who would have thought that being so full of thoughtfulness could be considered thoughtful? Okay. Oh, and to answer Colleen, your question about, or your comment about feeling introverted today, I snapped out of it just because I felt so, like Cancer season, like it feels like, you know, lead bricks tied to my feet. But in the transition between seasons, a lot of the time it can be a little bit confused, a little bit off, a little bit diluted, so to speak. So that totally makes sense. Okay, and card number 3, we have levity. Laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try finding something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt of a joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option, so opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. Okay, so that's card number 3. And then I guess I'll ask you guys, this is only for those of you watching on Facebook. This is not if you're watching the replay on YouTube. Is there something you want me to do today? Should I do a Celtic cross? Should I do a free form? Do you want me to do a whole bunch of 3-card picks? I'm pulling a couple extra cards. I'm just wondering what you guys are craving this week. I thought I would ask you. It's been a while since I've done this. So while you guys are answering, I am going to pull a few of the Sovereign Oracle cards. Trust. Ask your guides. Act faithfully on their messages. Call forth the best in others through your attitude and energy and expectations. Know that you are supported. Okay, that's a big one for Leo season as well. Okay, it looks like free form is what a lot of people are commenting. Okay, I'll do a little base, okay, for those of you who are wanting Celtic Cross, and then the rest is going to be free form. Okay, best of both worlds. That's what I'll do. Another card we have coming up is Thrive. Imagine an easeful, prosperous outcome. Create a pathway to resources that support your vision. Release any tendency to assume a struggle is necessary. Ah, that last sentence. Let's say it again. Let me read it again for you. Release any tendency to assume a struggle is necessary. Okay, I actually got a nasty comment yesterday on YouTube. And the interesting thing is that it was about, you know, things, although things can be challenging, you have the option, you always have the opportunity to adjust your focus to this being easier or feeling harder. So you do have the ability to shift that as it goes. It's not something that, you know, you are stuck with. So like even in the in really challenging times, or when something goes bad, you can take a step back and do your best to try to shift it into this can be easy. It's about reminding yourself of the possibility of things being easy if you let them. Okay, so it's kind of a mind game there. All right, and then we also have Ground. Take a breath, find your center, act from your inner knowing, accept Gaia's loving embrace. Don't forget, we have that moon coming up on the 27th. So it's one of those things that with Aquarius, you know, Aquarius energy is kind of like having your head up in the clouds. And so one of the best things that you're going to be able to do throughout this full moon and the eclipse is do your best to ground it out. Like try to focus on the soles of your feet. Pull your energy down from up in the clouds, all of that daydreamy energy, and bringing it down into the body. That's what Leos are gifted at, is bringing it into the heart and staying heart-centered. Okay, and then yes, if anyone is wondering, I am going to be doing an all signs full moon in Aquarius reading. So that will be coming up. I'm going to do that today, not immediately after this, but I will, I'll put out another notice when I'm going live. All right, so let's start with the base and then I'm going to build off this. The central energy for the week, and this is for everybody, we have 3 of Vials. Yep. Community, collaboration. This has to do with the moon. And then there's also that playfulness, that Leo energy that we've stepped into. It's like that breath of fresh air going from the emotional space into the heart space. So this is about the integration of the emotional piece and then how you're expressing it, how you're showing it. Okay, then we have the crossing energy. is the Five of Candles. So this is this is just pointing to the moon. The moon is going to bring up that conflict, the what do I need? What do I want? What's in alignment with me? What's good for everybody else? What's good for me? It's just about using that point of conflict to narrow down what it is that works for you, okay? Especially if you find yourself, if you have the disease to please, moving away from that. Because this is the type of conflict that you want to sort that stuff out. Now, what is shifting out for you? Dreamer of Tomes. Okay, so this is kind of, I'm seeing this as you crafting a vision. I think that there's been something where you've been kind of thinking about it. And then you're going to be starting to build connections, making things happen. This is going to be more of an action-oriented week, especially because, you know, we have Mercury going retrograde on the 26th. And so it's kind of like, get all the stuff that you need to take care of out of the way now. Do it before Mercury turns retrograde so you don't have to go back and redo everything that you've initiated. So I think that you've thought about it, take a few days to take action, and then we go into kind of the behind the scenes work is what Mercury is really good for. So, or Mercury retrograde is really good for. So that's kind of what's happening here. But taking time for connection is going to be what helps you. And the oncoming energy, we have the moon. Literally the moon. And so it's kind of like you're not going to feel totally decided, right? You're going to feel confused. You're going to feel out of place. It's not like you're going to have all the answers immediately. So let yourself sit in the space of being uncertain. That's where the magic happens, is in the space of not knowing. And don't forget, you can ground through all of that, okay? The external experience, Five of Tomes. Oh no, everything's falling apart. Oh no, things aren't going my way. It seems worse than it actually is. I'm going to clarify this as well. This is all perception. All perception. It's kind of like you have that fiery Leo, which is, you know, going to make you feel extra dramatic. You know, it's all about taking up space. And so if something goes wrong, then it's kind of like it's going to amplify the fear. But it's just, it's all about the confusion that's coming from the moon is kind of sitting up here. You guys are doing, I mean, this is going to be a big eclipse. Everybody, we're talking about eclipse week. I had a friend text me last night. They're already feeling the moon. So it's like, it's coming, it's brewing, and that's why we have such a mixed bag of a reading right now. I'll do some 3-card picks and stuff. Okay, then to clarify that, we have the Three of Rods. The this is technically the Five of Pentacles. Again, whatever isn't working, whatever discomfort is coming up, is allowing you to focus on what's next. What's going to be the next step? Starting to ground that out and gain some clarity for yourself. This is not doom and gloom, right? It's just about unearthing whatever it is that needs to come to the surface and then finding resolution through that. And then underneath in the subconscious, Five of Bells. Five of Swords. Yeah, so it's just like what you have going on inside is coming up as an external experience as well. So these are actually in sync. It might be really hard to mask emotions this week. That's what this is saying big time. I'm going to clarify this as well. Ace of Cups. Give yourself a lot of love this week. It's totally necessary. Treat yourself like royalty. Run the Leo energy as best as you can. That's going to help balance it out. And don't worry about this. It's temporary. It's going to shift. But it's just not, it's not going to feel super grounded. That's why you have to do stuff on your end to stay grounded. Okay, now I'm going to do a 3-card pick so that you guys can get some clarity about what's going on for you personally. So go ahead, tune in. You're welcome to ask a question if you'd like. Okay. Card number 1. The Hierophant. Structure is your best friend. I think that through all of this, if you can stick to a routine or set really good boundaries with yourself, this is one of the ways you're going to be able to manage the intensity of this week. Don't forget that you have the ability to kind of rein in your own energy. Focus on what it is that you want to do and how you want to feel. It's not always easy to take action on that, but if you can set some really firm boundaries during this time, it's going to support you. So this looks like what is helping you. Having a routine, having structure, saying no if you don't feel like it, all of that stuff is what's going to help. Okay, card number 2, we have the 2 of Pentacles. This is kind of that moon energy of not knowing for sure, not being certain, just kind of having a few different perspectives to go off of and not really feeling entirely devoted to one option. So this is something that you're going to have to ride out. I don't know if you're going to have clarity this week or not. You might, but don't put pressure on yourself to force it. I mean, if it's time sensitive, then okay, but don't force yourself to make a decision. That's not going to help anything. So it might be that you need to take some really solid time to reflect. And then card number 3, we have the Chariot. This is forward movement. I think you're getting an extra push this week. Okay, so you might be feeling more available in that way, where you can really push things forward or initiate, spark up the conversation, take that step. It looks like you have that, and it might be that after the eclipse you find it dies down. I don't know. I really don't know. It's whatever is coming to mind. It could be communication, it could be a job, it could be a new project. I'm doing a general reading, so it's not going to make sense as one thing. It totally depends on the person. It's like, what's been on the back burner? That would be the question that I would ask you, is what is not moving forward, and then you might get some courage this week and just take the plunge. All right, here we go. We have another one. Pick a card, ask a question, feel what resonates. Okay, first thing coming up. The Star, peace, healing, resolution, clarity, alignment, destiny. All these words are popping up. It just looks like this is going to be flowing really, really nicely. So even if it's emotional, that is part of your healing. So you don't have to stress yourself or make yourself, you don't have to force this. I want to be clear, this is about easing into it. This is about going with the flow as much as you can. So kind of let the waves of this full moon just kind of bounce you around. You don't have to get stuck into anything super rigid unless you got the Hierophant. Then that's more with yourself, right? So this is about allowing your emotions to go with the flow and trusting that you're going to come out on the other side of this week, of this eclipse, better than ever. Like, all of this is for your healing. Remember that. Okay. Card number 2. The Chariot, discipline, determination. This is also pointing to boundaries as well. So it's through that discipline, not letting this season, this time period, this whatever it is you're going through, to completely derail you. That's definitely not necessary at this time. You don't have to let this completely get you off track. You can stay the course. You can make subtle adjustments. You can make subtle movements. It doesn't have to be anything grandiose. You're still pushing forward. It's just that you're not, it might be smaller actions that you're taking would be a better course of action. And then we also have the Ace of Shells. So this is the Ace of Cups here as the third card. So this is happiness, abundance, self-care coming up really, really big for this card. So making sure you're taking extra good care of yourself during this week and during this moon. I'm not even going to really speak to the relationship aspect of this, because that is in part going to be a reflection of whether or not you're taking care of yourself. I know people don't like to hear that, but it's true. The way you treat yourself is going to be reflected back towards you. So make sure that you are doing that as best as you can, and the rewards are there even if you can't see them right away. All right. Go ahead, pick a card. Which one feels right for you? Okay, card number 1. We have the 8 of Cups, a change in perspective. So that is what's happening for you this week. You get a totally different insight around what it is that's going on, what it is that's working for you, what it is that that needs some adjustment. That's the big thing this week. Okay, and then we also have the Emperor. I get called to tell you to ground again. Like, this is just a reflection of staying grounded as usual, kind of turning on that masculine energy and being able to be present in your body and, doing what you can. That's kind of the energy that I'm reading from this, is just doing what you can for yourself, doing what you can for the situation, right? We can't control everything. We can control ourselves. We can control our perspectives, even if it takes work. And so that is what's running up here. And then card number 3, we have the 9 of Cups, make a wish. Make a wish. Ask for what you need. Ask for what you want. Communicate. I would say that if you got the 9 of Cups and if you got the Star, then it's like, ask angels to do some of the heavy lifting, or guides, whatever you like working with. Just delegate some stuff, because it looks like there's a lot that can be done in the astral without you doing much. It's kind of like, ask for it. Sometimes, if you're feeling powerless over a situation or something that's going on, just delegate it. Kind of, release your control and just turn it over to something that can be a big help. when you feel like things aren't going your way or things don't make sense, or if there's something you're really wanting. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull some cards for everybody. These are not 3-card picks that I'm doing. Let's see what's coming up. The Hanged Man. Okay, so this is kind of pointing to the security aspect of this week and looking at routine and habits. I think that kind of applies to everybody. Is what is your eclipse season emergency kit? You know, like what's in there? Is it meditation? Is it going away for the weekend? Is it calling a friend? Is it, you know, whatever the case may be? It's just about, you know, what structure, what consistency are you giving it? And then we also have the 3 of Cups. This is what we had in the center of the reading. Connection is going to help. That's not a surprise as we have this huge surge of Aquarius energy. That's all about friendships, community, and those are going to be what's getting really lit up this week. Okay? Hi, Lotus. Okay, and then we also have the Fool. So remember that this might be a totally new experience for you, especially having a change in perspective, doing things differently, and kind of managing this energy is going to feel new. It's kind of like when you have your sea legs and you still feel like you're really wobbly. And so just walking through this, you don't have to have it all figured out. That's what the moon is about. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to see what's next. You don't have to have everything all planned out. So just let yourself breathe through this. I think that this is going to be okay. It's just going to be intense for some of you, and it depends what you have going on in Aquarius too. All right, and then we have the 6 of Cups. Connections. This is also karmic connections. The 6 of Cups. I'm getting that this has to do with choices as well. So if you're dealing with karmic relationships, I know that can be kind of a pain. This is just pointing to a lot of the decisions that you're making, really planting seeds for the future. And so remember, be thoughtful. Be thoughtful and considerate with your decisions this week. All right, so that's all that I have for you, everybody. I hope that this was helpful, and I will be going live later for the eclipse reading. Again, I'll put out another post letting you know if like 10-15 minutes before I go live on Facebook. So that is all that I have going on today, and I hope that you have a beautiful week. Good luck with everything. Good luck with Mercury going retrograde and the eclipse, okay? Everybody take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.